Hello again, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Later tonight, I am planning to stream. I had posted a community post with a poll of a few games indie games on Steam that I was interested in trying, and had people vote on it. And I really should have mentioned it in the previous video so that more people had the idea it was there, but I will try to remember to be better about that in the future. However, this evening I will be playing Traverse the Back Rooms at about 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so please stop by for that. I'm not planning to do a whole lot of streaming here on this channel, but I do need some watch hours, and I figured the best way to do that is to give you guys a fun way to watch me. So please stop by. We're going to hang out, chat, and see if the back rooms can freak me out a little bit. It looks very liminal, and I love liminal spaces, so I'll see you then. In news, however, I thought it would be fun to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't really want to talk about Yasuke anymore, but I do want to talk about how the Japanese people are feeling about the overall look of the game. As you see here on Automaton, posted on May 21st, Assassin's Creed Shadow earns ire of Japanese people with an accurate architecture, costumes, and etiquette. Ubisoft's upcoming Sengoku period RPG Assassin's Creed Shadows caused audiences to polarize around the decision to cast the historical Yasuke as a protagonist, some finding it erasive of Japanese people, others finding the blend of real life and fiction fascinating. On the other hand, the game has also gotten Japanese users almost unanimously annoyed with a series of glaring historical inaccuracies that are visible in the recently released trailer. The Assassin's Creed series, while fictional, is known for a good deal of well-researched and accurate depictions of historical locations from around the world. After all, the 3D data of Notre Dame, created for Assassin's Creed Unity, was accurate enough to serve as reference for the cathedral's restoration after it burned down in 2019. However, with the story moving to feudal Japan in Assassin's Creed Shadows, it seems the developers are not managing to meet expectations for historical accuracy. I got so many thoughts about this. The sliding shoji and doors are extremely tall, and the tatami mats are of non-standard square shape as opposed to rectangular, with non-uniform borders. Users have commented that the tatami mats look more like tatami-esque flooring than the real thing. As opposed to most Western styles of architecture, traditional Japanese architecture is based on the eye level of a person seated on the floor, which is why the high ceiling immediately makes the supposedly traditional room look jarring. As a result, many users got the impression that Nobunaga and his generals are perhaps seated in a high school dojo, ready to do some judo throws. And here's a picture of that, with the really high ceilings and the really big doors. On the topic of being seated, this same scene from the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer also makes some serious etiquette-related faux pas. For starters, one of Nobunaga's aides is seated at the same level as his lord, as opposed to joining everyone else on the lower level. Additionally, the generals appear to be sitting Seiza style, a sitting position that only became standard for warriors later in the Tokugawa period. For the given historical and cultural context, a cross-legged position would have been correct. Additionally, some of the supposedly noble men seem to be sitting on top of the borders between the tatami mats, which suggests they don't know their manners. Here's the guy sitting right on the border. Furthermore, the characters appearing before Lord Nobunaga in the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer have their hair styled in top knots characteristic of the Edo period, which came after the Sengoku period. In addition to the lackluster costume design, these decisions gave many users the impression of a congregation of Edo period townsfolk, rather than a Sengoku period war council. On the topic of costumes, the Nobunaga family crest, as seen on Oda Nobunaga's robe, is pasted upside down. Based on what has been revealed so far of Assassin's Creed Shadows, Japanese users are expressing disappointment with the apparent lack of effort put into research and authenticity, especially compared to previous Assassin's Creed titles. But most of all, people seem to be disenchanted with the apparent non-involvement of Japanese designers, experts, or supervisors in the game's development. As one user put it, "Yeah, it's just entertainment, and I'm not the type to nitpick, but this way shows there are no Japanese people on the team kind of makes me sad." And it kind of, considering the current conversation going on in gaming today, is a little ironic. If you think about what the current conversations center around, the idea of using consulting firms to make sure you identify and present cultures in an appropriate manner, the fact that Ubisoft in no way appears to have tried very hard at all to appropriately display the Japanese culture, time period they were going after, anything in just this clip, I'm gonna bet when the game comes out, it's gonna be worse. I have already seen a number of posts on Twitter talking about how there are paper lanterns and other things that don't necessarily jive with Japanese culture. Even if you just set aside the Yasuke issue, there seems to still be a serious issue in regards to Ubisoft actually respecting the culture that they were appropriating, for lack of a better words, in this situation. The amount of work that went into Italy, that went into Notre Dame, that went into all of the other settings is not present here. Unless, of course, for some reason their trailer is extremely unpolished, which is a possibility. I wouldn't put it past them. But that they wouldn't, I don't know, hire a consulting firm of some kind that would help them more accurately represent the Japanese culture, especially since consulting firms are all the rage and they use them all the time. Oh, wait. Ubisoft does use a consulting firm. Sounds like a Sweet Baby issue, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just pulling things out of thin air. Who knows? Either way, the disrespect to gamers and to the entire country of Japan really kind of makes this game to me seem even more like a no-go. The pricing scheme is ridiculous. And yeah, the thing with Yasuke, personally, I do think in a different time and period, they probably could have gotten away with it in a more subtle manner. But right now, everybody is so sensitive to the idea of pandering that there's just no way they're going to make that work. But even without that, the fact that they couldn't put in the simple work to even just make sure they had Nobunaga's crest right side up doesn't speak well. It doesn't speak well for what they were thinking when they designed this game, and is honestly a huge symptom of the current day AAA treatment of gaming in general. They just kind of slopped something together and thought, these people have been eating our slop for so long, they're just going to keep at it. I recommend stopping, but I'm not going to be one of those people who tells others what to do. You do what you want, and that's what it is. But let me know what you think. Do you think that these inaccuracies are more egregious than the inclusion of Yasuke? Do you think that they don't matter? I would like to hear your opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.